Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today and welcome to this educational presentation where today I'm really excited to talk to you about your last chance to actually join our brand new course. We call this the new pillars, the 4 pillars of trading course. This is a brand new course. We've never taught it before, and we're going to share with you a lot of new and interesting things within the course, and also going to talk about a brand new strategy as well that has not been released to the public, that's only included at this time for the people who are in the course. So this promises to be a great educational presentation. Welcome. My name is Steven Primo. I am the president and founder of Specialist Trading. I see a lot of new faces in today's class today. If you're new to my education and my webinars, you'll see that we're a little bit different from other webinars you may have attended in the past. If you've come here today thinking I'm going to tell you about what the market's going to be doing, is it going higher, going lower, or what the best time frame or the best market is to trade, well, you've come to the wrong place, because specialist trading is really all about education. We feel that that's really what's mainly missing from most traders. It's educating them, because most traders blindly follow someone or something else to get their trading decisions from. Well, if there's one thing I've learned in my nearly 50 years of trading, it's that traders who are still around, who are still worth their merit, who have still been trading for decades, are the ones that make their own trading decisions. Now, I started trading nearly 50 years ago, 48 years ago to be exact, on the floor of the Pacific Stock Exchange. I was on the floor for 16 years, and 9 of those years I was a specialist. A specialist is someone who made markets in roughly about 50 or 60 stocks. So I made markets during the crash of 87 and the bull market that followed. After I left the floor in the 90s, I went to manage money and also trade my own account. And about 15 years ago, I teamed up with Pro Trader Strategies with one goal in mind: simply to educate traders around the world. I'm happy to say that we have students in over 115 countries and in every state in the United States. That's our one goal: to simply give you the education so that you can elevate your trading and take it to the next level. And you'll see that in today's class, and as well, you'll see that a lot in the 4 pillars of trading course that we're going to be presenting just this coming Friday. Now, before we go on with any more and share with you what's included in the course, we're required to share this with you, so please take a moment to view our disclaimer. I'm going to show you a lot of performance results by showing you and displaying what's included in the course, but please remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of the results I'm about to share with you will be repeated in the future. And since we are first and foremost an educational company, all examples are strictly for educational purposes only. Now, if you'd like to get more education from yours truly on a daily basis, well, please feel free to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter. I post anywhere from 5 to 7 different snapshots a day of signals that our methods have generated, also little bits of financial wisdom. There's our handle right there, abbreviation for Specialist Trading. I would recommend copying that down. It's at SPCLSTTRADG, and you can follow us there on X. Also, we have a lot of people following us and subscribing to us on YouTube. If you'd like more content and to follow us and watch us more with these webinars on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, and you'll see a lot more of us there as well. So it's a couple ways here to follow us and to get more education on a daily basis. Okay, with that stated, let's begin today's education class. Now, it won't be as long as my usual weekly webinars, because I can't give away exactly the rules and everything what's included in the course the way I do most of the time during my weekly webinars. But it's going to be extremely informative. I'd like to start out by sharing with you something that I learned roughly about 5 decades ago on the floor, from trading on the trading floor, and it's this: no two traders should ever trade alike. I mean, if you ask most traders, they say, well, I don't trade like someone down the street or a friend of mine. I trade entirely different. But think of it. The entire industry is based on traders trading alike. In other words, let's say you buy some $10,000, $20,000 system. It's supposed to be phenomenal, have a tremendous track record and never loses, okay? Well, basically, you're doing the same thing that all the other traders who have purchased that program are doing. You're buying at the exact same spot, exiting at the exact same spot, placing your stop at the same place. So you're really trading like everyone else. Or let's say you're basing your decisions off of fundamental news. Well, if good earnings come out, or if some economic number comes out and you deem that as positive, well, most likely everyone in the world is saying the same thing, and you're all buying at the same time. So that's what we mean. most traders, we've been conditioned, myself included. When I first started trading some 5 decades ago, I was taught to do the same thing. And my mentors, who were specialists themselves on the floor, said, no, Steve, you should not trade the way others traders trade. You should be finding your own way and then stick to that. You shouldn't be relying on what someone or something else is telling you, even some guy in a webinar. You should let them educate you and point you in the right direction, but ultimately you have to make your decisions. You can't wait for a signal service or some earnings report or what some guy says on TV after the close. You have to be in charge of your own trading. Now, after really being involved with this type of thinking and realizing that it really did help my trading, I discovered along the way that there are 4 main types of trading styles that you should be applying. All trading fits into these 4 main categories. The trouble is, when you buy a system or you listen to some guy on TV or someone in a chat room, you may be out of sync with the style that best suits your nature. Let's say you like to trade maybe once or twice a month, and the guy on TV is telling you you have to buy this, have to buy that in order to be successful, but he's making maybe 20 trades a day. You're out of sync with that particular style. So you're really not going to be successful. I don't care how successful the method is. If you don't feel comfortable, you won't be able to apply that. Or let's say there's a category of trading that has very minimal risk, okay? But you don't feel comfortable with it because maybe you don't get enough trades and you're saying to yourself, well, gosh, I can risk a lot more because I have a large account size. So I don't need to be trading this particular category. I have a large account size. I can take on a lot more risk. You see, most of the failures come when you're out of sync with the particular category. So this is what we're going to be focusing on in the upcoming course, which starts this Friday. These are what we call our 4 pillars of trading. And this is why we developed and why we're introducing this new course, which will begin in a few days. So what are these 4 pillars of trading? Well, without going too much in detail, let's just tell you exactly what they are. The first pillar is continuation trading. So what does that mean? Well, continuation traders look to jump on an already established trend. They're not waiting for some type of breakout. They're not waiting for some type of pause. They don't mind if the trend is already in place. And let's say it's an uptrend and the stock, future, currency pair has already gone up tremendously because they want to jump on board. They feel it's got more room to go to the upside or to the downside if they're shorting. For example, think of a train that's leaving the station. Okay, most people wait for the train to come into the station. It's stopped. They jump on board. They get their bags and they find their seat. Okay, continuation traders are different. They wait for the train to take off to see that it's going in the right direction. And once it's going in the tracks, they jump on board an already moving train. That's what continuation trading is like. So, for example, as we take a look at this chart of IONQ, we see here that in hindsight, sure, the stock has been going straight up, had a really nice uptrend. Well, with one of the continuation methods that will be given you in the course, look how you could have jumped on board while the train was leaving the station to the upside. You see, continuation traders don't mind buying high and selling higher because they feel the trend has a lot more room to move. And with our continuation methods that we'll be teaching you in the course, you'll be able to apply them with the ease of just clicking on your platform. Or how about this example? Same stock, but in this scenario, it was going straight down, right? Let's say you like to buy puts or you like to short the stock. Well, the same process applies. Continuation traders don't mind if the train is going south. They just jump on board the exact same way. And this is one of the methods that we'll be teaching you in the class that generated these signals. Now, continuation can be in different stocks, different price stocks, different directions. Here's a Reddit chart going all the way back to 2024, last year, applying one of the continuation methods that we'll be giving you in the course. Look at all the buy signals that were generated. Or let's say you like to trade crypto, all right? This is Dogecoin coming into a month or two ago. Crypto was going much, much lower. A lot of people were really losing. Now, if you don't like to short or bet against something, a lot of people feel uncomfortable. You can use our continuation methods as an exit tool because look at all the chances you had to get out before it went much, much lower and you lost a lot. Okay, so that's continuation trading. All right, that's the concept. We'll dive into it a lot more detail in the course, and we'll share with you actually two separate methods in which to trade continuation markets. But that's the first pillar. The second pillar is a little bit more popular. It's called pullback trading. Now, I personally am a pullback trader. When I first started trading on the floor, I was a continuation trader. But now I am a pullback trader because there are different characteristics that come along with pullback trading. We're not jumping on board a speeding train. We're actually waiting for a trend to be established, but then we're looking for that pause or that sell-off in an already established uptrend to go long, or in an already established downtrend, we're looking for that little bounce where most people think the trend is going to change and we've bottomed out. Well, pullback traders know that that's a selling opportunity, and we look for that to sell, to buy puts or to go short. For example, looking at this stock here, HSAI, this display, looks as if we're going sideways, but then we're headed lower, right? We just, let's say we had some support here, we closed below that. And so you say to yourself, well, that guy in that trading room says we shouldn't buy this because we broke that support. And all the institutions are selling, so I don't think I want to be interested in this one, okay? You see how my decisions were made on someone or something else? What is the market telling me? Well, with what we're going to be teaching you and the tools we'll give you in the course, you would have known that we were not breaking any support. This was simply a pullback to the downside, meaning that the trend, the overall trend was still up, and this was simply a buying opportunity. So with one of the methods that we'll be teaching you in the course, you would have, rather than be selling or thinking that we were breaking support, you would have actually been buying here right at the lows with one of our pre-formatted strategies, and you could have taken advantage of this nice bounce that took place in the next week. Or how about this example here? Here's a chart of the euro yen, because you can apply everything we'll be teaching to any market, any time frame. Obviously, we're going straight down, right? But at this point, we have a bounce. A lot of traders are saying, hey, that guy on TV says the euro yen has hit a bottom. It's time to buy. We're probably going to go back all the way back up, make brand new highs. So you got to jump on board because you're going to miss it. We're at the lows. Well, with what we are going to be teaching you in the 4 Pillars course, you would know just off the tools that we share with you that this is not a buying opportunity. It's actually a selling opportunity because this is simply a pullback. Now, a pullback in an overall downtrend is a bounce. Most people confuse that bounce thinking that the trend is going to go back up, but actually this is a selling opportunity. And one of the strategies that we'll be teaching you, and you have one-click access on the platform, you'll be able to automatically click on and see where buy and sell signals are. It generated a sell signal here where everyone was buying, and look what happened. What happened to the bottoming out of the euro yen, okay? These techniques and methods we'll be teaching you in the 4 Pillars course will really elevate your trading because you will be in sync with the correct pillar at the time. Here's another example. Here's a weekly chart of Costco. All right. Now, as we explained earlier, continuation traders look for straight up markets like this, but they'll keep buying along the way. As it goes higher, they'll continue to buy and buy and buy. Whereas pullback traders like to buy at these little sell-offs. Right here, we go up, we sell off, we go up, we sell off, we go up and sell off. Now remember, we're going to be sharing with you tools, techniques, and strategies to generate signals like these right here, where you would have bought on those lows. Do you notice how it's an entirely different energy from buying pullbacks as it is from buying continuation? With continuation, you want to get in, you want the action. With pullback trading, you're more of a sit back and wait for the setup to be generated, okay? This is why traders fail, because many times you'll spend $10,000, $20,000 on a method and it does not fit your nature. It's an entirely different pillar than what you are comfortable with. So we will go into detail about these pillars and what they're made of in the categories, and then you can decide for yourself which best suits your needs. Okay, so we've just covered the first 2 pillars. What's the third? Well, the third is something that's very common now. I would venture to say that most traders want to trade this way, and this is called top and bottom trading. These are for traders who want to buy at the very or near the very low, or they want to sell or go short at or near the very high. Now, it's very difficult to do that. I myself, having been trading for nearly 5 decades, have only caught the exact bottom or the exact top, just a very rare amount of times, and that's okay. But we feel we're going to be sharing with you a tool that has a really uncanny ability to pick these at or near areas of bottoms and tops. Let me show you what I mean here. This is why most traders fail when they try to be a bottom picker or a top picker. They'll see something like this and say, okay, well, this fell out of bed. But once again, that guy I follow in that blog, he says you got to buy it here because there's some good support. So you go in and buy, and then look what happens. Days later, it's making new lows. And you say to yourself, well, I'll justify, maybe I got in a little too early. He says it's still a good buy. So this is T-Mobile. I'll buy some more. Okay, so you decide to buy some more. And so you've doubled up on your position. And now, in days, it's making lower lows. And you say to yourself, well, wow, this is not going to work. I can't afford to lose this much money. I don't want to turn this into a long-term investment. And I'm hiding my statements from my significant other. So this is bad. I'm going to get out, take the loss, and just say, forget it. Okay. This is the way most traders trade, myself included when I first started. And it's very difficult trying to pick tops and bottoms. But with this tool that you'll only find at Pro Trader Strategies and Specialist Trading, it actually, where you would have exited, it was telling you this is the area in which a bottom is most likely being formed. So this is where you should be considering buying, whereas most traders would have given up by now and actually exited. And look what happened. Just when you exited, that was the very bottom. Now, this can work the exact opposite way as well. Let's say you want to short this, you want to buy some puts in MDB, you figure it's gone up way too quickly and way too high. And for the next 2 days, you think you're right. You say to yourself, gosh, I'm going to buy these puts, whatever. This is a great short. It's going to come down a lot. And then days later, once again, it's making new highs. You say to yourself, how did this happen? It just keeps going higher and higher. So you exit once again with a loss. Well, at this point right here, at or near the highs, the tool we'll be sharing with you for pillar number 3 actually was saying this is a high probability point that the trend is going to change to the downside. So most likely we are at some type of a short-term to moderate top here. And look what happened in the following days. It was making brand new lows. And in fact, it gapped down right here, probably based on some news or some announcement. But everything we teach is not based, or I should say nothing we teach is based on fundamental news or earnings or announcements or economic indicators. Nothing of that sort is included. Everything we teach is based on market behavior. Because if there's one thing my mentors taught me is that the market tells you everything you need to know. Unfortunately, we're never taught to learn how to listen to the market. We're always taught to learn how to listen to some guy on TV or somebody in a chat room or some $20,000 system that's supposed to never fail. But if we just learn to listen to the market, oftentimes it will give us signals well in advance of a market move, just the way it did here in MDB. We can apply this to a 4-hour chart of the British pound, okay? Now, it didn't pick the exact lows, but at this point, the tool, which we'll be sharing with you in the course, actually said most likely a bottom is being formatted right here. And look what happened. You could have taken advantage of that. Or going back to stocks, the same thing applies. If you had tried to sell short here or exit a position here, you would have kicked yourself. And a lot of traders don't like to sell short. They don't like to, they feel they're going against the market or the natural order of things. That's okay. You can use this same tool as an exiting indicator. Let's say you were long this stock. You got a nice profit. You'll simply wait to see if it appears that it's topping out, and you can exit your long position and save yourself a major loss coming in the next couple of weeks. So that is the third pillar that we will be covering, top and bottom trading. In each one of these pillars, we will be giving you tools and techniques. These are our best of our best methods for actually trading this particular category. And this brings us to the last and final category, which is short-term or intraday trading. Now, this does not necessarily mean that you have to intraday trade. What we will really be focusing on are short-term trades, meaning that you're not in the trade more than 1 to 5 bars. So I will be sharing with you a brand new strategy. We call this strategy number 6 that was specifically formatted to trade short-term. and you can apply it to any market and any time frame. Let's say you are an intraday trader and you like to use this new strategy. Well, if you're trading a 5-minute time frame, most likely you would be in the trade no longer from anywhere from 5 minutes to 25 minutes. Right? Now, if you were trading this on daily bars, it could be from 1 day to 1 week. If you're trading it on monthly bars, if you got a signal, you would be in it possibly 1 month to maybe 5 months. But that's what we mean by short-term trading. You can apply it to intraday, but you can also apply it to larger time frames as well. And we've really gotten some great consistency by researching it, and we're happy to provide it for all the members of the Pillars course. You will be the first ones to trade this brand new strategy if you elect to come on board. Here's an example in a 5-minute chart of Apple, okay? Apple was headed lower, and then all of a sudden, it started to go back up. Well, this new strategy generated a buy signal right here at the bottom, and you could have been out in the next 2 to 3 bars. Here's a daily chart of GPC, all right, genuine parts, all right? Let me share with you some of the signals that were generated. Right here, a sell signal was generated on the close, and look what happened. The very next day, it went down. You could have exited, taken your profit the next day or the day after. But then when we hit this day here, a buy signal was generated. You could have covered your short from here on the close, gone long, and in the next 2 days, you're back up to having a nice profit. See what I mean here? This specific strategy is designed to get you in and out quickly and take these really quick, profitable, small gains here. So a lot of traders like to trade that way. This is the 4th pillar. These are for the traders who like to swing trade and like to get in and out very quickly if you apply it to daily or weekly charts. Here's an hourly chart of Microsoft, okay? Let me share with you some of the signals that were generated. Originally, there was a buy here and a buy here. You could have bought it at the end of this hour, exited on the next hour, bought it again, exited on the next hour or here. Now it seems to be topping out on this hourly chart. A sell signal was generated here at the close of this bar. Look what happened. You had a nice profit the next bar. You could have sold again to go short. Nice profit at the close of next 2 bars. And then a buy was generated. And look what happened. It's going right back up. This is how simple it is to trade this. This is the essence of short-term trading. Now, remember when the market started to go down a couple of months ago, the spiders, okay? Look how this new strategy actually caught that. So right here, a sell signal was generated. This was at the beginning of March. You could have ridden it for 1 day to 5 days. And then another sell signal was generated in mid-March. So you could have taken advantage of that huge, large slump we had in the market while you were going lower. This is a great strategy. Never been introduced to the public before, and you will be the first to trade with it. Now, this course will cover these 4 main types of trading styles that you should be applying. You can either trade all 4 and just know exactly what category you are trading at the time, or you can pick what makes you feel the most comfortable. As I said, when I first started trading, I was more of a tops and bottoms type trader along with continuation. Now, in my later years of trading, I'm more of a pullback trader. So everything I do is aimed at pullback trading. Doesn't mean you have to do that because each category has its own successes, has its own style. The main reason we put this course together is so that you will know which style best meets your needs and then follow that. That's how you become a consistent trader. I mean, think about it. How many times have you either purchased a method or created a method, and at first you thought it was going to work well, and then later on you just say, gosh, I can't trade this. It's not me, or it doesn't fit. I just don't feel comfortable with it. It's most likely because you're out of sync with the category or the pillar that you should be trading. Well, for the first time, we've defined what these pillars are, making it that much easier for you to be a successful trader. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to offer you this brand new trading course. Remember, it starts this Friday. This is your last chance. It's an entirely new trading course. You'll know when and how to trade each particular pillar. You'll never be out of sync with the trading style. You'll be in sync with the current market environment. The best thing about these pillars and what we'll be giving you in the course is that you can apply them to any market and any time frame. It's not like, well, I can only use strategy 6, the brand new strategy, with Apple, and it's got to be a weekly chart. I know that you've been to webinars before where they promise you the world, and then the minute you purchase it, it's got to be on a specific market, a specific time frame. All of our methods can be applied to virtually any market and any time frame. And remember, strategy number 6 is included. You will be the first to see and to get this method, and you will be the first ones to trade with it. All right. Now, we're also going to throw in an extra bonus, because everything you just saw right now was coming from the display of our PTS Primo charting platform. This is the platform I developed and designed with Pro Trader Strategies to make trading simple. Everything is one click away. Most of the things you see in other courses, you have to format something, or it has to be applied a certain way. Everything here, we made it simple so that with one click, you'll see where the signals are, you'll see where the indicators are, you'll see exactly where exits are, entries, stop placements. It's really there to help you with your trading. Now, if you decide to join up and become a student of mine in the Pillars course, guess what? We're going to throw in a full year free of the platform. Think of that, a full year free. That's a nearly $2,000 offer right there, completely discounted to absolutely nothing. 12 months, absolutely free. And one of the best things about this is that not only will you be getting the tools and techniques that we offer for the 4 pillars, but it'll also come with a host of other tips and techniques that I just don't have time to go into right now. Different methods, different strategies that you'll only find on the PTS Primo charting platform. So you'll also get all of what's included already. And there are just so many things in there, the things that I've taken from my 50 years, not 50 decades, 5 decades of trading. And that most of them have been taken from my years on the trading floor, that I guarantee you won't find on any of the other major platforms, because they're specifically taken from the trading floor. So we're going to throw in that as well. Along with your purchase, you'll get a full year free of the platform. Take charge of your trading. If you can believe it, we're almost halfway through the year. I know most of you are nowhere near where you thought you'd be halfway through the year. So guess what? The 4 Pillars of Trading course can help you get there. I know you all started out the year with these hopes and dreams of where you wanted to be, and the majority of you never really reached that. I truly feel the 4 Pillars of Trading course can help you achieve your goals and get you on the right track. Now, here's how to be a member and student of mine in the course, which starts this Friday. Contact my sister site, Pro Trader Strategies. I would highly recommend giving them a call here at this number, 310-598-6677. They can sign you up for the class. And here's the best thing about this. They have instructed me to tell you that you may qualify for additional discounts. All you have to do is contact your trading consultant at Pro Trader Strategies. So give them a call, okay? Most of the information and everything we're included would cost thousands and thousands of dollars. I know they're there to work with you. They'll give you a deep, deep discount, and you can qualify for them, but you have to give them a call, okay? Now, as I stated, the courses will start this Friday. This is going to be a 2-week course. This Friday, the 23rd, and then the following and final week will be the 30th. I'd love for you to join me in the classes, because we've gotten rave reviews about them. Students have said they get so much information, being able to ask questions whenever they want, being able to take our time, not feel that we're on any time limit. So if you want to be in the class, sign up, call Pro Trader Strategies right now. They would be happy to answer any question. You can even talk about payment plans with them, but just give them a call, and they'll find out if you qualify for additional discounts as well, okay? Now, we've come to the end of this educational presentation. If you have any questions concerning the 4 Pillars course, please go to the chat box or the question and answer box, and I'll answer them right now. Someone's asking, will the strategies or methods need to be updated or recalibrated? No, they are set. So in other words, I know a lot of other so-called educators many times will give you strategies or a system, and then every year they reformat them, or they change things to alter the numbers, or to recalibrate them. We don't do that. Everything is already set. They will never be changed or reformatted to change the results. The only thing we will do is alert you to different and more updated ways in which to use them, ways in which you may benefit from. And it's your choice as if you'd like to, but nothing in the actual strategies or method will be changed. They will stay that way, okay? How about exit methods? Will you be talking about exit methods? Yes. In fact, in the course, we share with you the primary methods, and we pretty much place a spotlight on where these signals should be generated, or these high probability setups. But then We furnish you with upwards of 6 or 7 different ways to enter, 6 or 7 different ways to place your stop, and 6 or 7 different ways to exit. Because remember, we want you to be in charge. If we told everyone you have to enter here, exit here, place your stop here, well, how are we any different from just buying a system, a black box? And we don't believe in that. Remember, as I started out in the presentation, no two traders should trade alike. No two traders should be buying at the exact same spot and exiting at the exact same spot. You have to feel comfortable with what you're trading. So not only will you feel comfortable in the category, in the pillar you're trading, but if we break it down into details, you'll feel comfortable with your entry, with your exit, because we'll give you different options and we'll work with you so that you can decide. Someone may say, well, I'm the kind of trader, I just want to get in, so I'll buy at the market. Okay, that's one way to enter. Another way to enter is by placing a limit at a lower level. But most traders don't know how to do that. They say, well, where exactly should I place that? We will show you a technique on how to do that and give you different variables and different options, so you're comfortable doing it that way. There's just a host of different ways to trade, and we work with you so that you can find the way that works perfect for you. Okay, so yes, we will be talking about exits, different stop placements, and different entries as well. All right. Good questions. Anything? How long are the live classes? The live classes range from an hour to 3 hours, I should say. So on average, they're about 2 hours long. So if you're coming to the class, expect for it to be roughly about 2 hours. And we like to have them on Fridays usually because you have the entire weekend to practice and to go over what you learned. And you can look at charts and study over the weekend, and you don't have to take time away from the live trading or the live charts. But if we have enough students that would rather me give the course on the weekend or before the opening or after the close, we will change majority rules. We'll do whatever the majority of the class wants to, okay? So yeah, the classes are, I would say on average, about 2 hours. We've gone 3 hours. In fact, the last course I taught was close to 3 hours, not of the pillars. It was an entirely different course months ago. That was close to 3 hours, but I would say this would be more closer to about 2 hours on average, okay? If we can't make the class, how will we learn? Oh, if you can't make the class, don't worry. Everything is going to be recorded. I would appreciate it, would rather you be in the live class. You can ask me questions live. But if you're not able to make it, everything is being recorded. You will get a recording once the class ends, and you will be able to listen to it at your own leisure, whenever you'd like. As long as you'd like, you can pick on specific topics you'd like to listen to and only listen to them if you'd like. But everything will be right there. The main reason, though, I would like you to be in class is because you can ask me live questions and I can answer them right there. We can look at slides and go over and be able to do that. But having said that, every one of you in the class will get my private email address. So if you do have questions, you're not able to make the class, you can email me whenever you'd like. Doesn't matter what the question is. It doesn't matter what time. It can be before the opening, on the weekend, after the close. It makes no difference, or during market hours. And I will get your email and I will answer your question as soon as possible. And remember, this private email address, it's mine. It does not go to an intern and to an assistant. All your emails are strictly private and they only go to me. So I'll be the only one seeing them as well. Okay. So this is a great class. We really want to take your trading to the next level, but it's up to you to make that decision. Remember, there is more, I would say close to $20,000 worth of information involved here. We're going to discount that tremendously. Contact protraderstrategies.com. Give them a call at 310-598-6677 and give them a call to see if you qualify for even additional discounts that we're going to be including on top of that price as well. Okay. Any more questions? Those are good ones. Okay, if we're all out of questions right now, this will take us to the end of the presentation. I want to thank you for just at least coming out to listen to see what's going to be offered in the course. But I really feel this course will take your trading to the next level, because for the first time, we'll break down these specific categories, these pillars, and you'll be more comfortable with your trading than you've ever been with before. So take charge of your trading, sign up, give Pro Trader Strategies a call. And as we take one last look at our disclaimer, I want to thank you so much, but most especially, I look forward to seeing all of you in the 4 Pillars of Trading course this Friday. Thanks so much. I look forward to seeing you in class. Bye-bye.